Demystifying Diabetes. Hey, how's it going? Welcome back to the stuff you should think about. I'm your host, G, and I'm so glad you're here with me today. Before we dive into today's topic, I want to take a second. Just breathe. You're likely sitting in a chair, maybe driving or doing the dishes or whatever. Thanks for letting me hang out in your ears today. We're tackling something that sounds medically heavy, but it's actually happening inside almost everyone every single second of the day. And we're talking about diabetes. Now, I know what you're thinking. Gee, isn't that just a sugar thing? Well, yes, but it's also a chemistry thing, an energy thing, and a story about how our bodies are essentially the most sophisticated factories on the planet. I want to break this down for you. No jargon, heavy medical papers, just us chatting about how this machine you live in actually functions. The fuel tank, how the body processes energy. To understand diabetes, we have to start with the basics. Imagine your body as a high performance car. To keep that engine running, to keep your heart beating, your brain thinking, and your legs moving, you need gas. In our world, that gas is glucose. Glucose is a simple sugar. When you eat a piece of bread, an apple, or a handful of pasta, your body breaks down those carbohydrates into glucose. This glucose enters your bloodstream. Think of your bloodstream as a highway. Those glucose molecules are little delivery vehicles trying to get to their destination. But here's the kicker. They can't just jump into your cells and start working. They need a key. Small fact. Did you know that the human brain consumes about 20% of your body's daily energy? That's why you get brain fog when you're hungry. Your fuel delivery system is running low, basically. This is where the pancreas comes in. Your pancreas is this little walnut-sized organ tucked behind your stomach. When your blood sugar rises, the pancreas acts like a gatekeeper. It sees the glucose highway getting crowded and releases a hormone called insulin. Insulin is the key. It travels to your cells, unlocks the doors, and says, hey, glucose, come on in. We got work to do. In a perfectly functioning body, this loop, eat, blood sugar rises, insulin increased, sugar enters cells, works flawlessly. But in someone with diabetes, that loop gets broken. The closed door problem. Let's talk about type 1 diabetes first. Some people refer to this as juvenile diabetes, but that's a bit of a misnomer because you can be diagnosed at any age. With type 1, the body's immune system gets a little confused. It's supposed to fight off bad stuff like viruses and bacteria, but in type 1, it accidentally attacks the pancreas specifically. It destroys the cells that make insulin. If you don't have insulin, you don't have the key to the door. So picture this. You eat that apple. Glucose enters your bloodstream. Your pancreas tries to release insulin, but it can't. The glucose keeps piling up on the highway. Your cells are essentially starving, screaming, hey, send us some energy. But the doors are locked. That's why people with type 1 diabetes have to take daily insulin. They're essentially acting as their own pancreas, manually injecting the key so their body can survive. Small fact. About 1.6 million Americans live with type 1 diabetes, and there is currently no way to prevent it. It's an autoimmune condition, not a lifestyle choice. The broken lock problem, type 2. Now, imagine a different scenario. This is type 2 diabetes. In type 2, your pancreas is making plenty of insulin. It's pumping out keys like crazy, but the locks on your cells, they've gotten rusty. They've stopped responding to the key. This is what doctors call insulin resistance. Because the locks are jammed, the pancreas works overtime. It makes more and more insulin trying to force the doors open. Eventually, the pancreas just gets exhausted. It throws its hands up and says, I can't keep up with this demand anymore. When that happens, the blood sugar levels spike and the immune system crashes. Small fact, type 2 diabetes is the most common form, accounting for about 90 to 95% of diabetes cases. Why does this happen? Well, it's complicated. Genetics play a huge role. If your parents or siblings have it, you're at a higher risk. But environmental factors, how we move, what we eat, how we manage stress, also play a massive part. The modern world is very good at making our locks rusty. We're sitting more, eating highly processed foods that spike our blood sugars rapidly, and often not getting enough sleep. Why does high blood sugar even matter? I know some of you might be thinking, okay, so there's too much sugar in the blood. Is that really a big deal? Doesn't sugar give you energy? Think of it like this. Sugar is sticky. When you have too much of it circulating in your blood for a long time, it's like having tiny, sharp crystals traveling through your delicate pipes, your blood vessels. Over time, this damages your vessels. It can cause problems in your eyes, tiny vessels, your kidneys, filtering units, or nerves, the electrical wiring of your body. It's why people are told to watch their feet, their vision, and their heart health. But, and this is a big but, it is manageable. Living with diabetes isn't a death sentence. It's a call to become hyper aware of how your machine works. It's about balance. Small fact, the term diabetes comes from the Greek word meaning to pass through or siphon, because the ancient Greeks noticed that people with the condition urinated frequently, as if water were passing through them. It's a very old diagnosis. The empowerment factor. I want to pause here. If you're listening to this and you've been diagnosed, or someone you love is dealing with this, take a breath. It feels overwhelming to have to think about what you're eating or checking your levels. But think of it as a superpower. Most people go through life never knowing what their blood sugar is. They eat a donut, they crash later, and they don't know why. You get to see the data. You learn exactly what foods keep you level, what exercises clear your head, and how your body reacts to stress. You become an expert on yourself. Small changes have huge impacts. Adding a 15-minute walk after dinner can help your muscles soak up that glucose without needing as much insulin. Eating fiber, think beans, broccoli, oats, slows down how fast sugar enters your blood, preventing those massive spikes. Small fact, fiber is like a bodyguard for your blood sugar. It prevents the sugar from rushing into your bloodstream all at once, giving your pancreas a much easier job. We've talked about the pancreas, the keys, which are insulin, the highway, which is the bloodstream, and the cells. It's a lot to process, right? But remember, your body is constantly trying to keep up and keep you in homeostasis. That's the sweet spot of balance. Whether you're dealing with diabetes or just interested in how your body works, the key takeaway is this: you hold the remote control. The small choices you make, the sleep you get, the vegetables you snack on, the way you move your body, it all changes the chemistry of your blood. I want to challenge you this week. Maybe you don't have diabetes, but pay attention to how you feel after a meal. Do you feel heavy and sluggish? That might be a massive insulin spike. Try a different snack. See if you feel different. You're the only person who lives in your body 24/7. Learning its language is the best thing you can do for yourself. Thanks for thinking with me today. If you enjoyed this, share it with someone who might need a little clarity on the subject. And hey, make sure to drink some water today. Your kidneys will thank you. I'll see you in the next episode. Stay curious.